I will be presenting the regulatory updates for this week. So first, the EMA is planning to issue a draft guideline on the reporting and evaluation of new mechanistic models to encourage their use in model-informed drug development. The EMA said that this new guideline will include recent advancements in the field, as well as a range of modeling, such as pharmacokinetic, physiologically based biopharmaceutics, and quantitative pharmacology models. There is an increasing use of these models in drug research and development, but there is no set standard for assessing them, which means that they are not commonly used. Thus, this guidance will discuss the types of models, regulatory requirements for data modeling, quality, evaluating a model, and the best practices for reporting results. The EMA hopes that this will encourage the use of these models in future drug development. This past weekend, an unknown number of probationary FDA staff were fired as a part of the Trump administration's effort to shrink the size of the federal government. The administration has not provided any specifics on the number of reductions, although it is alleged that many high-level FDA staff have also been affected, such as the director of the Office of Product Evaluation and Quality at CDRH. The letter stated that the agency finds that you are not fit for continued employment because your ability, knowledge, and skills do not fit the agency's current needs, and your performance has not been adequate to justify further employment. Previous to this round of firings, the administration has also actively encouraged federal workers to leave their jobs for the private sector. This let-off will have many impacts on the industry. First, the industry may not be able to absorb the large amount of fired workers, leaving many unemployed. Second, since the layoffs targeted probationary workers, the majority of them worked in newer fields like AI and ML, which are large components of medical devices. Thus, medtech companies, which often rely on the FDA's Q submission process for input on their products, with the cut in employees, the FDA's response time will be delayed, which will cause delays in products reaching the market. Ono Pharmaceuticals has received the FDA's approval for their drug Vimseltinib for the treatment of tenosynovial giant cell tumor, or TGCT. The drug will be marketed under the brand name Vimseltinib. And with this approval, Ono Pharmaceuticals will be competing against Japanese pharma company Daiichi Sankyo in the TGCT market. To overcome Teralio's first-to-market advantage, Ono is offering a more convenient treatment schedule, reducing the administration frequency from twice daily to twice weekly. Ono's product may have an impact on the TGCT market shares and distribution. And lastly, the US FDA has recently cited 5 companies for failing to comply with CGMP requirements, refusing entry to inspectors, and falsifying documents. Warning letters were sent to Indian drug manufacturers, Taish Industries, and Jagsonpal Pharmaceuticals. The FDA particularly noted that Jagsonpal has delegated much of their manufacturing to a CMO, but did not ensure that the CMO was complying with guidelines. And Taish was also cited for falsifying data. Texas-based Raffi Generics Corporation was cited for CGMP violations as well. And in South Africa, Marshall's Traditional Healthcare was issued a letter for failing to show compliance of its over-the-counter drugs to the final specifications. And then finally, ABR Laboratory was cited for not using proper methods to test their over-the-counter products. In terms of regulatory impacts, there was a major focus on compliance to CGMP in these warning letters, which reflects FDA's firm attitude regarding compliance. And going forward, companies should be extra careful in compliance with CGMP, especially in terms of ensuring CMOs are doing their job as well. Thank you.
Thank you.